Okay, so how is everyone doing? Please put it in the chat. It's been a really long time since I have done a meditation. I'm very, very excited today. And let me know if you can hear me well. All doing good. Nice. I'm good, thank you. There's just a lot more people to join actually. I think around 20 more people. So we'll just wait for 2 minutes and then we'll start. Audio is clear, thank you. Okay, so welcome to this group meditation. I am Haritha, for those of you who don't know me. I'm an energy healer, an intuitive coach, a life coach, a Reiki master, and a spiritual mentor for a lot of people. So welcome. There are a lot of new faces that I'm seeing here. I'm sure the others will join in time or they'll be able to watch the recording. So today's meditation is really about how we see home as, what we see safety as, how we view purpose, and how we view change, how we view feeling belonged in a particular place or situation or a relationship, how worthy we feel to receive something, to receive blessings, for example. So what I've been noticing since the past year is that there are a lot of changes in the definition of what safety feels like and what feeling worthy feels like. And this is actually not spoken about a lot in the wellness community, which is something that's really interesting, because feeling safe is feeling comfortable, right? It's feeling like we don't have to change. It's feeling stuck to where we are. We unconsciously choose to feel safe, even if it's in receiving abundance, even if it's in following our purpose. And then we start questioning why our reality is not changing as fast as we want it to change. We start questioning why I'm doing all the work, I'm putting in so much of effort, but I'm actually not seeing the results as quick as I want to. Maybe I'm not earning enough money. Maybe I'm not getting a job. Maybe my relationships are not changing. Maybe the family dynamic is improving, but it's very, very slow. So there is this idea in the spiritual community and outside the spiritual community that we need to put in a lot of effort. We need to do self work. We need to do inner child work to get things moving, to shift things. And I was in the same position until I realized that that's not the case anymore. The current situation, I don't know if you all have noticed, but over the past few months, there are such rapid changes happening that people want results right now. They don't want to wait. And in a way, that is really good, because we have waited for 2 years, 2.5 years, right? The world went into a standstill. We stopped doing a lot of things. A lot of people who understood why it's happening, they were forced or they went directly into self-reflection mode. And the rest of them still struggle. They still put their energy somewhere else in into some other distraction, say cryptocurrency, for example. I know a lot of people started making easy money. So if you have done the work in those 2 years, if you have really done the work, you've sat and you have worked on yourself, you would have realized that one, it is really painful. Two, it's sometimes absolutely unnecessary because you're repeating the same cycles over and over again. And there's this repeating mantra that we keep telling ourselves that no, there is probably something that I haven't finished working on, a new lesson to learn that I haven't understood. And even our teachers keep telling us the same thing, that if we haven't finished learning the lesson, it'll come back again, which to an extent is true. But a lot of us, especially the people who are watching this right now, we're very evolved souls. So we've actually learned all the lessons. It's just a matter of realizing them, right? And we shouldn't be punished for another 6 to 8 more months or another 10 years for not realizing something. It's actually unfair. So there is this program that's running ancestrally that lessons need to be learned, that working hard is the norm. So I know that a lot of healers, when they advertise, they talk a lot about getting out of anxiety, getting out of stress, getting out of this drama that we call life, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your relationship. So there is always this pattern of putting in a lot of effort. Now, what happens is when you come into the self-help group or the self-help industry, although they advertise it that way, that you can instantly relieve yourself from all of these problems, I was there, okay, by the way, I was in the same position. You end up doing this a lot more work or the same amount of work that you did somewhere else. So the idea that the pattern of working and putting in effort and things being so hard is not changing. Only where you're putting in effort is changing. Does that resonate with anyone? Just put it in the chat if that resonates with anyone. Yeah. So today we're just going to discuss a little bit about why these things are actually not helping us and why it's there in the first place. Because there's an ancestral program that's running that's saying, no matter what I do, I need to put in so much of effort. Now, the funny thing is, when Earth first began, when things first started coming into place, there was no work. It was just play. Even responsibilities were play. It was curiosity. Everyone did it, whether it's cleaning up, whether it's taking a shower every day. People did it because they felt like doing it. They listened to their body. But what has happened is, how can we delete the ancestral program? So we'll do that during the healing session, Humaira. So we'll cover that during the meditation. So what's happened is, there were some people or some energies, because they felt stuck, or because war happened, or because some chaos happened, they started wanting to control their life. Now, when a person wants to bring in a lot of control over their life, it's because they're not happy. They're unhappy. That's why they want to bring in more control, because if they feel like, when you move from happiness to pain, you can't really enjoy the pain. It's not that easy, especially if you're feeling helpless, if someone's coming and invading your home, or you go through a robbery, for example. Imagine those times. It wasn't easy. Those situations happened and injustice happened. And people were not able to do anything about it because they didn't have any awareness, or because it was, say, 2 against 100 people, right? So these programs kind of pass down from generation to generation. And it has layered to a point where now we want control over every single aspect of our lives, even to feel happy, even to feel peaceful. So say, for example, I'm meditating. I want to feel peace when I'm meditating. I don't just want to meditate. And I know a lot of people who meditate, they've been meditating for, say, 10, 15 years, or they've been doing yoga for 10, 15 years, or they've been doing some kind of self-help work, spiritual practice, they've been praying, they're still suffering. They're still suffering in the name of God. They say that God, this is God's will, or this is just how healing works. It takes a lot of time, which is not true. So basically, our relationship with time is flawed. Our relationship with feeling happiness is flawed. We feel like it's more pain than joy. And if there is joy, there needs to be equal proportions of happiness, which on some level is true, but not entirely. The reason being, the universal truth is that everything is energy, right? I think a lot of you are aware of that. Everything is energy. There is no positive and negative. If everything is energy, then everything is actually supposed to feel just so. It shouldn't actually feel painful or super ecstatic. So we're just going to break these things down a little bit. So how many of you have experienced chaos or have been experiencing chaos or war within yourself over the past few weeks or months with everything going on in the world? We know that there's chaos happening outside, but what about in your family and in your friend circle, for example? Inside you, I know that for the past 2 days, I've been going through a lot of shaking in my body. And for a while, I didn't understand whether I was angry or happy or excited. It was just shaking out a lot. So a lot of people are saying me, me, me. Okay. So can you describe what that actually feels like? In what area of your life that is in? Is it within yourself? Is it outside? Within. Yeah. Self. A lot of you are saying within. Wow. Confusion, loss of purpose, loss of connectivity within myself. So there is this blanket of light. If I have to intuitively scan any of you, there's this blanket of light around you that shows that you're protected, but actually that shows that you're full of light. But actually, you're going through a lot of pain or chaos or confusion or emptiness within you. So that just shows how much we have wired our brains and our nervous systems to control even how we grow, how we spiritually grow. And a lot of that growth is happening through pain, because somewhere in our childhood or in the womb or in the ancestry, we have fully programmed ourselves to assume safety to be pain. Now, the funny thing is, when safety is pain, let's first talk about what safety is, right? To understand what safety is, we need to understand what feeling unsafe is. So anytime you go through a struggle, what is struggle? Struggle is anything that feels uncomfortable. And what is discomfort? Discomfort is anything that feels unsafe. It means that if I gain a few pounds and I'm used to not gaining a few pounds, or even if I usually gain a few pounds here and there and I'm not okay with it, it means I'm uncomfortable. And I put my focus on that and I start struggling, or I suppress it because I say that, no, this happens, I should just enjoy it. So I'm again putting a blanket of light on top of it. Especially if we're in the wellness industry, we can really get into this habit of constantly suppressing our emotions and how we want to feel, because everyone else is saying, or we ourselves preach that, no, we should feel happy and peaceful all the time. And no, this shouldn't matter. Looks shouldn't matter. So even with things like learning something new, that is uncomfortable because we are not aware and we're going through a change. So anytime we go through a change, there's a reason people say that humans don't like change, because anytime we learn something new or something new comes into us, a new feeling that the body is not equipped to understand because of childhood experiences, it feels uncomfortable. And the more we suppress that, it becomes a fear or it becomes anxiety It becomes a conflict within, it becomes a conflict outside, it becomes an illness, right? And then we start going through that pain of separation, pain of loss of money, loss of finance, loss of job, loss of, say, respect from people that we love, right? So anything that is chaotic, anything that is a struggle, is actually coming from the childhood where we have actually learned. In case you do experience chaos and struggle, it's coming from a point in your childhood where space is not something that you learned. We tell everything to our parents. We tell, and we learn to never lie, right? We learn to be always very, very, very honest. We learn to do things for other people in the name of compassion. So in that sense, that's just one aspect. In that sense, we learn trust. Now, when does this become chaos? Trust for a child is a form of love. It's a form of feeling loved. It's a form of feeling accepted. So now if a mother comes and tells the child, this is just an example, this has not happened to me. If, for example, a child is receiving really, really good grades, and this child is, say, 6 years old, first grade, really good grades, does really well in class, is always speaking up, and the mother is really happy. The child is doing really well, very independent, very joyful, very curious. So the mother reinforces and says, wow, you've done an amazing job. Keep going, keep being honest, keep asking questions, keep standing up for yourself, keep sharing your ideas with others. So now one day the dad is having a problem in the office, comes home, really, really upset, really depressed. And the child wants to share this experience with the dad, right? So the child wants to run to the dad and say, hey, I got all of this. Now the mother comes in for good reasons and tells the child, no, don't. This is not the right time. Don't tell your dad. But she probably doesn't tell why. Sometimes she may say it, sometimes she won't, because the child may or may not understand. So the kid is left confused, like, when do I speak up? Because the kid doesn't know that the dad is happy or not happy. The kid is like, okay, maybe, and if the kid does know, it's like, maybe I should only speak up when other people are happy. When other people are not happy, I should keep my success to myself. I should keep everything to myself. So now, from having an abundant amount of space to express themselves, the child has now set boundary number one, wall number one, roadblock number one, that I shouldn't actually trust what my mom is saying. One, because just because people tell me that I should completely express myself doesn't mean they actually want me to express myself. So I can't trust people. Especially if I can't trust my mother, I can't trust anyone. So even if my mother tomorrow says that, wow, you're wearing a really beautiful dress, I can't trust that. So I'm going to constantly doubt myself. Does that make sense? Are you able to relate to that? Now, this is not the fault of the parent. The parent has learned the same things. But these are some things that we need to be aware of so that we can come out of it. Okay. So now we start layering these beliefs one above the other, and we reach a point where we look at reality and like, okay, I don't know what action steps to take now. I start questioning myself. Should I put that brochure out? Should I put that advertisement out? Should I put my resume out there? Will I really get a job? So when we start questioning ourselves, we get into this state of the imposter syndrome. And even if someone reinforces and says, hey, you're doing a really good job, we absolutely cannot trust it. Because the body itself is saying, no, and what do we say? No, my intuition is saying that it's not safe to do that. That's not your intuition. That's your body telling you it's unsafe to trust absolutely anyone, including yourself. So now your definition of intuition itself is flawed. So as a spiritual teacher, or as someone who's in the self-help or a healer or in the self-help industry, or someone who's looking to gain knowledge, looking to work on themselves, if you don't clear out those basic blocks, which are actually very, very, very painful, if we don't allow ourselves to feel them as an adult, they don't get released. And when they don't get released, these things keep popping up. Actually, you don't always have to work on feeling unworthy every single time. Unworthiness related to money, unworthiness related, worthiness, I lack worthy, I am unworthy of receiving money. I'm unworthy of having this job. I'm unworthy of my mother's love. I'm unworthy of my father's love. These are multiple things that we work on. I know as a healer that we work on so many strands of these individually. We no longer need to do that. That's the change. We no longer need to do that. If we just figure out not where it started, if we just give our emotional body some attention, and not just some, a lot of attention. If we just listen, hey, okay, this is what I'm feeling. It's right there, because the emotional body is what is formed up to the age of 7. The physical body comes in much later. So if your emotional body has not really understood things properly, if it's got very horrible cues of safety and unsafety, then it's not going to work. So how does this play out in your purpose and in your current life and you following your purpose? It's the very fact that so your purpose, most of the people who have started following their purpose, say they started speaking, doing speeches and things like that, or their purpose is to learn to love themselves. Your purpose keeps changing, there's an overall one and there is one for each timeline. So if that's your purpose, for example, to give a speech to a bunch of people, to inspire them in some form or the other, the trigger to get into the purpose or to stay in your purpose is pain. It's feeling unsafe. Because the body has understood lack of safety as the inability to accept change and the inability to accept freedom. So all that innovation, all that creativity is coming from a space of lack. It's coming from a space of feeling suffocated. Does that make sense? Are you able to relate any incidents? Because if you are able to reflect back and say, okay, these are some situations where I felt this, that'll be really good because we can release it very quickly. If you can't, it's completely fine. Okay. So how are we doing on understanding everything? I just want to give you a minute to, does this mean I am not creative? No. It means that your creativity, you're naturally creative. We're all creative beings. So it just means that your creativity is coming out from lack, from pain, from suffering, from feeling unsafe. Unsafe is the key word. And the thing is, sometimes feeling unsafe may not actually be lack. It may be abundance. Maybe I grew up getting everything that I wanted. But that one factor that I can't trust my parent said that, hey, abundance itself is not good. It's not safe. Security is not safe. Money is not safe. Having clothes, having food, none of it is safe. I know people who have grown up in poverty. They have a lot of money now. They have enough to be able to eat on time, to be able to receive help and things like that. They still live like they are in poverty. They still live like they are sick. They still live like they have, as adults I'm talking, they still live like, they don't eat their meals on time. I know a lot of people my age and even people who are 40 plus who skip meals because they want to lose weight, or they're doing some work and they need to get that done. That's so much more important than eating food. Even the teachers who are teaching, they skip their meals or they change their schedules because they need to show up for their career. And this is not self-love in any form or fashion. There is absolutely nothing about this that is helping your body. You're only putting your body into more and more turmoil. And how is the body responding? The body can't deal with it because the body is very simple-minded. You either love me or I put you in pain. So the body is like, no, I'm not going to deal with this. If you don't listen to me, if you don't listen to what I have to say, it's like a child throwing a tantrum. If you don't listen to what I have to say, I'm going to scream my lungs out. And I'm going to be in so much pain that you are going to feel so much in pain. You know how irritated adults get when a child is crying, irritated and scared and things like that. If you're parents, you'll know. It's really scary. Is the child sick? So that is what it takes. That illness and that screaming and that anger is what it takes to actually get into it's what it takes to receive that attention and that love and that affection. So it takes you to be sick to get a holiday. It takes you to feel tired to allow yourself to look at yourself. Take a look at yourself. Are you happy? Are you sad? It takes an occasion, a party for you to dress up. Right? It takes a client showing up for you to feel worthy, like, oh, I am a healer. I am really good at what I do. Or it takes people not showing up at all for you to start thinking, hey, but I can do what I want to do. I am good at this. Why is this happening? So either way, you're getting hit by not feeling safe, by going through struggle, by going through pain. Right? Being happy is unsafe at times, yes. Definitely, because if we've grown up in an environment or if we've watched our parents be super happy and but they're probably like yelling at you at night, and you're like, oh my God, I just saw her celebrating. I just saw her super happy about the things that I did. She commended so many things. Why is she yelling at me now? Why is she not because a child senses inauthenticity. So it creates a lot of confusion. So what do we do? The most basic things that we do is we drink. We drink alcohol or we smoke. If you're a little above that level, you will probably start journaling. You'll start praying. You'll start giving talks. You'll start helping a lot of people. Everything to get you in a state of purpose. Because purpose has been defined as something that is coming out of limitation. So we think we are happy, but we're actually not. We're not addressing the suffering that's going on inside. Pain is normal. When a needle goes through my body during injection, it's normal. A little bit of a prick is fine. But suffering that I need to probably go through fits or a seizure when I'm getting an injection, that's not normal. Does that make sense? Anyone has any questions? Because I want to start the meditation. It's not really a meditation. It's with all this information, you'll have some idea of what exactly we're releasing. I'm going to help you release all that trauma. And the reason this meditation is not like the previous ones is because the previous ones are super long. I took you through a 1 hour meditation, but this one's probably going to be 15 or 20 minutes because we just want to pull it out. We already know the lessons, right? Is anyone feeling uncomfortable with that? Is it really going to work? Is it actually going to come back? It might come back because I've done this so many times. Those are questions we have. because we're so used to not getting results immediately that even if we get it, we're like, wow, it shouldn't be a wow. It should be normal. Magic should be a part of your life. Who said that your dreams cannot become a reality? Humaira says, yes, this is what I was thinking. I never get results. Yeah. Because somewhere you're ignoring yourself. And when you're ignoring yourself, your body is like, you're not giving me attention. Why should I give any attention to what you want? The most basic thing I have noticed in all my sessions, when we allow a client to speak, they express how frustrated they are, half the healing is done. You scan them, and I scan them in the beginning of the session, and I scan them when I'm just about to start the healing process and the release process. Their body's full of light from when it was like super cloudy and things like that. Okay. Is there a need for replacing these with better self-esteem, self-love, or is it already within and needs to be identified? Generally, everything is within, but because it's been lost, we'll bring it in, because we need to download the body with knowing and understanding and being able to recognize what self-esteem feels like. But before that, we need to release what lack feels like. Your body needs to understand what lack really is to be able to accept abundance. Yeah. Because we only sometimes understand what happiness is when we go through pain. Because we're in a physical world. The body is part of the physical. No matter how spiritual we are, no matter how much we try to never choose sides, the body wants to choose sides, and we need to allow. We need to allow that. Is it because of the self-talk? Is what because of the self-talk? Can you clarify that? Rest of you can take a sip of water, and then we'll sit for the meditation. I have identified I seem to be self-sabotaging myself, but unsure why I am. It's the same reason. It's because sometime in our childhood or in our ancestral line, we have been through so many experiences where we don't allow ourselves to trust ourselves or trust other people, where our parents have doubted us or our primary caregivers have asked one question and we're like, oh my God, but this is what I actually felt. And this is all in our childhood before the age of 6, 7, 8, or when we're in the womb. So we grow up to unconsciously sabotage success. Even if it comes to us, there's a part of us that's saying, no, it's not safe. It's not safe to feel wonderful. It's not safe to feel blissful. It's not safe to feel successful. Because somewhere we feel like we're not worth it. And somewhere we feel like it's basically unsafe. That if I get it, maybe I won't be loved by my parents anymore, which is not true. Even if you bring that up to your parents, don't go back and bring this up to your parents. Like, you are the reason that this happened. They will not understand. This feeling of doubt. Most of the times during meditation itself, I get irritated or feel some uneasiness in the body. Irritation is probably your mechanism to be assertive. Look at when you're not irritated, when you're really happy and you're completely in love with life. You're fine with whatever happens. You don't care what time you eat. You don't care what time you sleep. You don't care how many people are crossing your boundaries. Yeah, it's fine. They're nice people. It's okay. This happens. Right? So your body is like, no, this is not normal. And you're not listening to your body. So only when you're feeling irritated and angry and assertive, that's the opposite reaction, are you like, okay, Now I'm going to take care of myself. Now I'm going to go for a walk. Now I'm not going to make food for everyone in the family. They don't care about what I want. It reaches that point because as a kid, you have learned that you need to be angry, only then other people will start respecting you. You need to be pissed off, only then will people start respecting you. There's a huge concern of respect here. If we don't feel respected, we won't feel valued. And the reason we don't feel valued is because at some point, maybe we were compared to someone else. Maybe we were happy about something, but that happiness and joy did not really come out of the family around us. And so we reached a point that said that, hey, this does not make other people happy. A lot of content creators and people in the sales industry and all, even coaches, they look at what the audience wants. You can't create change by looking at what the audience wants. The reason they look at what the audience wants is because at some point, when they were happy, other people didn't understand the happiness. They maybe even questioned it. It could have been so subtle. It needn't have been parents who said, no, this absolutely doesn't make sense. It could be things like, you loved playing basketball and you did well, but the parent comes and says, yeah, but I think you need to grow a little more taller. Or you loved, say, singing a certain kind of music, but the parent likes something else. The parent is not able to understand what your likes and dislikes are. So parents are like, yeah, but maybe you should try singing this kind of music. And so the kid immediately feels rejected. The kid is automatically like, but so I can't make other people happy by being happy myself. The only way I can be happy is by making other people happy, which is by following what they want, what they like. And so we create relationships that are based on unhappiness, based on trauma, based on sacrifice, based on compromise. A lot of people say, right, marriage requires compromise. That's not true. If you look back at your childhood, it's not true. How do we differentiate between constructive criticism and self-doubt or self-worth? The first step is to clear out the trauma. If you understand your trauma, if you understand where you don't feel safe and where you feel unsafe and what safety looks like to you, because if you have grown up in an environment where you kept moving and shifting around, probably moving and shifting around became an adrenaline rush in the future, and you're constantly traveling, you're constantly going to places, you're never there at home. I know there are a lot of people who take pride in saying that I wake up at 5, I do this and this and this and this. I have 24 hours a day and I use it fully. They pride themselves in feeling busy, keeping themselves busy. So that's because you feel safe in that constant change. Doesn't mean it's healthy. So your body is and your body may not be reacting to it well, but that your body is okay with not reacting to it well. So if you understand that, if you understand where you're coming from, what your definition of safety and unsafety is, or lack of safety is, you will understand what your body is trying to tell you. Then you will start understanding yourself. This is why I always tell people, don't use spiritual truths like you should step into your power, you should be assertive, you should love everyone, compassionate, you should love everyone, you should be compassionate towards everyone, yourself. There's no use in using these terms because the body is like, no, doesn't understand these definitions. The brain doesn't understand these definitions. So there's no use of trying to understand the external reality and trying to understand terms like doubt and worth and what constructive criticism is. If would you say you have to treat your body like it's a child? Would you use these words with a child? Absolutely not. Because a kid is like, what are you saying? I know how to live my life. I came here knowing how to live my life, and kids do know how to live their lives. They know how to be happy. I hope that makes sense. So once you get that clarity, you will know. I'm telling you, you will know. You won't have to do any more work, no more inner work. It's just going to come naturally to you, right? So Asta says there, that's where people pleasing comes in, and we do that as adults. So as to maintain friendships, yes. So I believe that we're all on the same page. Drink a sip of water, get comfortable wherever you are. If you don't see during the meditation, if you're not able to visualize or not able to feel anything in your body, not able to see, not able to understand anything, if you're feeling uncomfortable, if people are disturbing you, anything, it's completely fine. It's very, very normal. Some people see, some people don't see, some people hear voices. Everything is normal, everything is fine. Do not compare yourself to anyone else or any other meditation practice. So take a deep breath in and just relax into your seat. Find a position that feels comfortable to your body. In this moment, I do not want you to question what safety is for your body. Allow your body to express what safety and comfort feels like. So find a comfortable position. And just bring your awareness to the room that you're sitting in, the chair that you're sitting in, or the bed you're sitting in. Now bring your attention to the building that you're in. The structure of the building, the people in the building, what they could possibly be doing. Now I want you to bring your attention to the entire planet. The water, the trees, the ice, the animals, the war. The addicts, the happy people, the successful people, the poor people. Bring your attention to the world, the globe. And now I want you to bring your attention to all the planets in our solar system, the stars. And now bring your awareness to the Milky Way. You don't have to notice every single thing. Just know that you're connected to the galaxy. You're connected to the planets. And now bring your awareness to all the galaxies. All the galaxies. Imagine you're looking down and you can see so many galaxies. Now I want you to bring your awareness to all the universes. You're looking down and you can see so many universes. So many vortices. They're all shaped like a vortex of energy. And just observe as you're looking down at the universe, what's the color of the light around you? Is it black? Is it white? Is it pink? Now I wanted to shift your awareness to this body of beautiful white light, a space of your quantum reality. It's a space where time does not exist. It's a space where everything happens instantly. Imagine you're in this white light. And when you look down from the white light, you can see all these universes, and you can zoom in, you can look into Earth, you can look into Jupiter, you can look into another universe. This is pure source energy. So we're going to ask source energy to take you to that moment where you were in your mother's womb. So imagine yourself in your mother's womb. And in this space, I'm going to ask source to reprogram what safety feels like, what comfort feels like, what feeling wanted feels like. So anytime if you've heard that your parents didn't want you, or they wanted a girl or they wanted a boy, you're going to release it from you. So just allow a vortex of white light to just come in and suck out all of that pain, all of that confusion, the questioning. If you're allowing this, just give me permission to do this for you. For some of you, there's the fear of the unknown that I'm seeing. I'm going to release that as well. These are not questions that you had. These are questions that your mother had. So it's going to completely pull you out of that energy. And as I do this, I want you to bring your attention to your womb, your stomach, your belly. And if you feel comfortable, just place your hand on your belly, your womb space. And just notice how you're feeling in there. This is the space of creativity. This is the space of abundance. This is the space where all our emotions are stored, all the trauma is stored. So as we're releasing the energy from your mother's womb, I'm going to call in light to release the pain and trauma from your womb as well. Because you have received it through the umbilical cord. And there are imprints of that. I just want you to stay with this energy. And remember to breathe. For some of you, it's releasing from your legs as well. You may feel something from your heart, from your legs, your throat. Just allow it. And as this is happening, I'm going to simultaneously reprogram the womb into the highest truth and definition of safety. which is the joy of comfort and change, that you can feel safe in change, and that you can feel at home with yourself, with your family, that you can have space at home, that you no longer need to clutter things to feel safe. You no longer need to hoard things to feel safe. So we're releasing feeling not good enough. We're releasing questioning ourselves. We're releasing betrayal. Anything that reinforces the idea that we do not belong where we are. We do not belong in our purpose. That our life needs to look like our parents' life or somebody else's life. That we do not get to play. That we need to work hard. And anywhere there is a pleasure or joy from putting ourselves to that struggle and that pain and that hard work, I'm going to release that because that's not the truth. It's a programming. And as this is being done, it is clearing out in the ancestral line as well. So just trust. The womb space is our space of earning money, of feeling financially secure. Now I want you to bring your attention to your feet. Imagine they're planted on the ground. And I'm going to ask Source to unground you from your idea of truth, your idea of love, your idea of safety, your idea of security, your idea of home, of family, of feeling loved, of feeling worthy. All these old ideas that you have, we're going to pull you completely like we're uprooting a tree. I'm going to reground you into an energy of light, an energy of playfulness, an energy of abundance, of freedom, an energy of following your purpose and living in your purpose through joy and compassion. It should never feel like work. It should never come through a space of limitation. You can get so many ideas when you're not trying to help people. You can just receive downloads. Allow that to be your energy and your fuel for creation, for creativity. Because that brings in more change in the community than things like looking for validation, looking for someone to like our product, looking to help someone who is in need, and catering to their likes and their dislikes. So if you're designing something, let it be your design. If you're gifting someone something, let it be something that you feel a connection to, not what you feel the other person needs, not what you feel they like. Allow yourself to be in that energy. Because when you allow it, they will actually accept it. If we question ourselves, they start questioning us. Allow yourself to release these trauma bonds that we've made with a lot of people. Doesn't mean your relationships need to end. It just means that they can evolve. So can we allow ourselves to allow our relationships to evolve to the next level? As you're being regrounded, rerouted, there's a lot of light coming in into everyone. Just allow it. Allow yourself to naturally feel protected, naturally feel abundant, naturally feel beautiful. It's super normal to feel these things. No, you're not being ignorant of the other things that are going on. You're just being wise as to where you're putting your energy. Because if you come from a space of abundance, your cup is overflowing. So now you can give to other people. But what used to happen was we were in lack. We would fill our cup and then we'd fill someone else's cup with that. And then our cup would be empty. We don't want to run dry. Because running dry means we're out of energy and then we need to refill that cup, and it's going to take time. It's going to take time to open the tap and fill that cup. What we're doing here is that we're always going to keep it full, always keep it full. And it is possible to do that. So anywhere you're questioning it, I'm going to release that for you. The lessons are already learned. The lessons are already complete. You're already safe. You're already compassionate. You're already loving towards other people. There's nothing to worry about here. And knowing this, I just want you to bring your attention back into your heart space, your chair, the room you're in. And take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Just relax. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Let me know in the chat how you're feeling. It was a very, very simple one. I noticed that the healing started happening long before we got onto this call. So it's amazing that when you just receive some information, your internal system is realizing things and it's automatically changing. So Actually, we don't need to sit for 2-3 hours for a session or anything. Things can just get cleared up. That's why coaching is really important. Might not work for everyone, but this is something that I have noticed. So how are you all feeling? Did you see anything? Did any memory come up? It was amazing. I felt like a golden tree towards the end. Wow, beautiful. I saw everyone filled with so much light. And I still feel warm, which is a sign that it's still releasing, it's still healing. So just allow it to happen. Awesome session with you as always. Thank you so much. Thank you. Do any of you have any final questions or experiences you want to share? Because we've finished an hour. Very warm and vibrations across the body, relax and want to sleep now. Yeah, because I also reprogrammed your nervous system. So you will probably need to sleep. So even if you feel heavy, it's okay. If you feel light, it's okay. Everything's good. Just remember that it takes a while for the nervous system to fully reprogram. There is that, I think, 6 weeks or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it takes time. So what I heard was 6 weeks for most of you, five to 6 weeks. So it will be good if you keep reminding yourself of these things anytime you feel lack or you feel low. Then maybe this is what feels safe to me. So if you keep reminding yourself, I'll be putting this recording up on YouTube and you'll receive the link in a few days. So you can replay it if you ever have any questions, or you can message me. You can reach out to me. So it's just a way of reinforcing yourself that, okay, this is what it actually means. And it's like in the beginning, you need to tell your child, no, this is not right, this is wrong. So you're kind of reprogramming your own body in that way. So we've already done the reprogramming. We just want to maintain it for 5 weeks so that we can completely shift. Okay. So body takes time. Very warm vibrations. Okay, with this, thank you. I felt a pressure in my head. How do you feel now? Because there was a lot of light that was coming in. Maybe it was that. Because when light comes in from the top, so if it's sudden movement of energy coming in, then it can get a little heavy. I don't know if anybody's right hand is hurting. Mine is. There's a lot of energy. Feeling great lightness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I was stuck about the ancestral issue. I'm happy that I don't need to learn any lesson further. We already know everything. We've already learned it. Let's just assume that we've learned it and let's just move forward. Because if we're souls, we already have the wisdom to tap into universal energy, source energy, consciousness. So if we keep playing this repetitive pattern of, oh, I need to learn in this manner only, then it's not going to come through. You can learn the lessons through a conversation with someone, right? You can become aware of it, not learn the lesson, but you can become aware of it just by talking to someone. So you don't actually need to go through that pain and that experience. That's the old way. It was great. Somehow physically felt the energy. Amazing, amazing. Monica says my legs are still hurting. Okay. So it's probably your body getting used to feeling financially secure is what I'm getting. And also feeling safe in living in your purpose, in getting to know what your purpose is. That's what it is for you. So I guess that awareness will really help you to understand, to start venturing out, because as of now, you're not feeling very safe and secure in understanding what your life is about. Probably because you have a lot of pain points that you're focusing on. So start allowing yourself to dream big. Because when we shut down our dreams, we shut down our creativity, we shut down change, we shut down everything. We shut down all kinds of abundance, lack of time, lack of money, lack of friends, lack of receiving anything from our partner. It could be anything. Do I have to continuously listen to this meditation daily for changes to happen? So no, absolutely not. You don't even have to listen to it one more time. You can choose to never listen to it again. Listen to your body. If you feel like listening to it one more time, go ahead. If you feel like doing it every day for the next 7 days, go ahead. Listen to your body. I want you guys to start listening to your body. What is your body telling you? Thank you for it feels lighter. Amazing. I felt some vibration in my lips. Yeah. Those are spaces of projection. That's your space of expression. So if maybe you had a struggle with expressing yourself authentically, maybe you had a struggle with suppressing your emotions, holding your feelings back. So that's being released, you know? Okay, amazing. No more messages. So thank you all so much for joining. If you want to book a private session, just email me. And I do healing and coaching sessions. So we dive a lot deeper because it's a group meditation and it's a group energy. I can't attend to every single one of you. So if you ever feel like you need personal attention and there's a problem that you absolutely are not able to fix, you can just message me. Okay. Thank you so much. Felt something released from my stomach. Yes. That's your womb. So many people's trauma was stored in the womb and the root chakra. So it's just being pulled out. Thank you all. Take care. Have a good night or morning, wherever you are from. Thank you.